Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. Today we are doing another ScrawlrBox unboxing. This is the August 2018 ScrawlrBox, box number 36 in fact. And we have a print by Milky Rat. If you pause you can see all of their links, and they actually gave some watercolor tips, which is pretty cool. Included in this box we have a Derwent Inktense pan set. This is a travel set of 12 colors, a mini waterbrush pen and a sponge, and of course the built-in mixing palette. Derwent Inktense pan set is basically watercolor, but it is the Inktense formulation in their pencils and blocks. So once a color layer is down, it is basically ink. You're not going to accidentally reactivate or mix into it when you put another layer on top of a dried layer, that kind of thing. It has its benefits, it has its disadvantages. We have a Faber-Castell graphite aquarelle pencil in 2B, so this is a water-soluble graphite. Again, has its advantages, has its disadvantages. I don't necessarily like using a water-soluble pencil when I'm going to use a lot of water on top of it, because I don't like the way it does mix in and smudge with the lighter colors. But I suppose if I had a harder lead and I could draw without accidentally making really dark marks, that might work out pretty well. Keep in mind, if you want your pencil marks to show through your painting, a water-soluble pencil is not for you. We also have a Koh-i-Noor extra soft kneadable eraser. This is your basic kneadable eraser. It does seem to be a little more effective than the nameless one I've been using, but it's a kneadable eraser. Good brand, kneadable eraser. We have two non-standard sheets of botanical ultra smooth watercolor paper. This is 300 GSM, 50% cotton, and bright white. It's 106 by 210 millimeters, and it has one unfinished edge. And the curators of the box are hoping that this odd paper selection will inspire us. The theme is false prayer. So I had a lot of trouble thinking of something to do to come up with this, something to come up with for this prompt, and I ruined one sheet of paper, as you will see, and I said, okay, well, let's start again, and I made my piece, and some of the people I've shown it to really liked it, but I'm just not happy with it. So I sped up that part really fast. You're about to see, after this swatching part here, you're about to see the piece I did in 2.5 minutes. And then we're going to move on to something else I did on a similar prompt, but not restricted to these materials, and obviously on different paper because I used both pieces. So here's the piece I did with only these items, with the theme of false prayer very carefully planned out. I did a silhouette of a person kneeling to pray, but they have devil horns and a devil tail, so maybe they're a demon, maybe they don't mean it, hence false prayer. But at the same time, I ended up putting splatters of color coming out of the back that are kinda sorta indicative of wings, and they're going off that unfinished edge like something has been ripped away and there's more to the story. So in that sense, this could be a redemption prayer. And I did have a lot of fun doing this. This was my first time trying to mask out the subject and cut out what I didn't need with washi tape. I've seen this before. I completely admit the gap between the head and the arms that I did not cut out. That was a mistake. I ran with it after, but that was a mistake. All of the background was meant to be the same. And I did the subject first, thinking I wouldn't have to mask it out because Inktense pencils and blocks, when you put them down and you wet them and you let them dry, they are ink. They are permanent, and your layers on top are not going to do anything to it. But I had the forethought to test that with a splotch on another paper. As you saw, it went by really fast. And this does lift a little bit, so I masked it. And since this is a demon devil type character, I used fiery colors in the background and really let it run together as if it's flames, kinda. And then since I accidentally left that piece white there, I decided, well, let's pretend it was intentional. I made it blue to contrast with the flames, and I also put some blue speckles in this wing shape. This could be evil entering, or this could be evil leaving, however you want to interpret it. This is Redemption Prayer. Now on to the next piece, the piece I did to make myself feel better about these paints and what I was putting out in this video, because I just really did not like that other piece. I decided to go a completely different way with the false prayer prompt here. This is a false prayer because it's a praying mantis, and it's the other kind of prey, P-R-E-Y, as in prey and hunter. This is a prey, it's preying on other things, it's a hunter. Anyway, so I'm doing the underpainting with the Derwent Inktense watercolors, and then putting detail on top with my Prismacolor pencils. I did the praying mantis first, so that the wax in this character would protect that from the background I was going to do after, because I decided to go really experimental with it. You will see that coming up. If anybody's going to critique that this praying mantis isn't completely correct, I am not going for realism here. I am going for a bit of a cartoony character look, and I think it turned out really well. He's quite cute. I'd like to know what his story is. Maybe I'll write it. The eraser I was using right there, that is it's a Tombow mono eraser. It's the one with the gritty sand in it. It's advertised as an eraser for ink. It will definitely damage your ink laid down, but it's not really going to erase the ink so much as it's going to rough up and destroy the paper. I find it works really well for removing just a little bit of debris from a watercolor paper and bringing that texture back out. That's really all I use it for. It came in a 3-pack. I gave one to my husband to use in his wood shop because it's the only thing that takes pencil off of wood without smudging it. I'm coloring the ball, sphere, whatever this praying mantis is sitting on. I just went with a plain blue. You can decide whether this is a dog's ball or a water drop, a really big water drop, or maybe he's really small, or maybe he's on some sort of big blue planet and he's just extremely large. Who knows? I'll leave it to your imagination. So here I'm going in and wetting down the background as much as I can without bringing it into these wax protected areas. I am trying for a galaxy effect. I was not sure if it would work with the Inktense paints because they do dry so fast and they aren't your typical watercolor. It worked reasonably well, but I wasn't really satisfied with the colors of the final result, so I did go over that in the colored pencil as well, as you're going to see. But it worked a lot better than I thought it would. I think something that could be improved with this set would be the inclusion of white, because without that I can't mix a pink, I can't mix a significantly different purple or significantly different blue. All I can do is water those colors down or mix them with each other. And again, I can't make an interesting gray, I can only water down that black. So that's definitely something that could be improved. So far I've only seen these Derwent Inktense watercolors as the 1210 travel set. I'm curious to see if they release bigger sets or if they release individual colors in the future. It's definitely something I would look into trying again. And hey Derwent, if you'd like to send me stuff, anything really, I will test it out. I will put an honest review here on my channel. So here I am going in with the colored pencils, just kind of color correcting, bringing things out, adding in some shades that I couldn't get with the Derwent, and making it smoother. This took the longest out of everything about this piece, as you can probably imagine. Now, you may be wondering why I use Prismacolor versus other brands, and that is something I want to talk about in the future. I would love to compare pencil brands. Basically, it's what I'm familiar with because it's what I grew up using, and out of the higher quality pencils, they are the cheapest for me to get because, you know, everything else that's comparable quality and comparable price where it's made is not made here. I live in Canada, and furthermore I live on an island, and so what's available on Amazon for a good price is the best stuff for me, usually. So that's Prismacolor. But as a lot of people have pointed out in recent years, the quality has gone way downhill. The leads break, they're not always centered properly. Sometimes you buy them and the wood casing is damaged already. And I do find that I am sharpening these really often. They're not breaking on me so much because I have a good sharpener, but they don't hold a point either, so I am sharpening the crap out of them. And I only bought this set in December, and some of the pencils are halfway on already. And that's crazy, because in another box on my desk, I have my Prismacolors from when I was in high school. So yeah, look for that. That is a video coming at some point, comparing my old Prismas to the new ones. So here I am cleaning up the border. The washi tape did not work the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. That's what cheap acrylic paint is for. Honestly, this praying mantis idea just kind of came to me after almost a week of worrying about what I was going to do with this video because I didn't like the redemption prayer piece. And then I thought, how about a praying mantis? And then I'm looking through reference photos and there's this praying mantis sitting on a wooden ball. I'm like, what if I put this guy in space? So that's what I did. Here I'm using a Uniball Signo white gel pen to outline the praying mantis and his little globe world, whatever it is, and then put some stars into the nebula. And yeah, that's about it. I had some trouble signing over the acrylic with my Copic multiliner. That's what I ended up using to sign it. I don't think I let the acrylic dry enough, so I'll probably have to edit that over and add a signature back in when I scan this. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will have my website, my Redbubble, and all of my social medias linked down below. And I would love it if you would subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. I promise to reply. I am doing a 100 subscribers giveaway very soon, whenever it is you guys get me to 100. And it will be open internationally, but you must be a subscriber to be eligible. So I would love to see you participating in that. Hit the subscribe to be notified. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.